Good morning, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. Today, I decided to do a fiction book. The fiction book is called Water for the Elephants. It's by Sarah Gruen, I think. A very nondescript, very, understated book. Lost the book cover a while ago. This was given to me by a dear friend of mine, and it is basically about a circus and the life that goes on in the circus. Now, I've read a few circus books, and this one, it really has all the elements of a good story. You've got your villain, you've got your hero with a lot of sympathy, which makes him even more important. You've got your beautiful lady, and you've got your animals. So it really has all the elements that you need, and this book really makes you sit up and pay attention. I've started reading it, and I honestly couldn't put it down. And again, because it's right up my alley, I enjoyed it that way too. But it's got everything in it. So it's about a veterinarian going to school, and before he finishes his final exams, his parents die. This devastates him, and he just doesn't know what to do with his life. When he goes back and tries to settle things, the bank takes the business and the home. Just a really sad beginning, and then he wanders away, not knowing what to do with his life, finds himself in the circus. And, at first you're like, oh yay, this will be fun, circus, you get to play with animals, you do a lot of hard work, that kind of thing. And you find out there's a lot of evil undercurrents in the circus, and the author has done a fair amount of research in what it's like, so she makes it all very believable. And when you're right into it, she takes you right into the story, and the descriptions that she uses, you get right into that story and you become that character. She uses a great sense of humor to lighten up the load when the mood gets too heavy. But you go through the whole gauntlet. You enjoy the read. You smile. There's some times where I was very near tears. Just a very good study in characters and character growth. It's a book that I found really, really good, but it's a book that I think if they tried to make a movie out of, it would be butchered. And I hear tell that there is a movie about it, and I don't think it's very great. Now, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But the book, very quick read, very easy read. I really very much enjoyed it. And I think even if you weren't an animal lover, you would enjoy it too. I do have one downside or one critique on it, and it may be that she meant to write it that way, but the story is written under the guise of the man who has gone through all this and now is really, really old and starting to lose his mind. So periodically throughout the story, she flashes back to the present, which is, a dying old man who is not happy with his frailty, and it's really quite sad because his family kind of forgets him and everything else. But the flashbacks kind of get thrown in there at the worst opportune moment when you just want to get right back into the next chapter. It frustrated me for that, but I'm wondering if she's doing that to build suspense. And in the end, the twist in the end about what happens to the old man, really hard to believe. I think maybe if she made that ending a little more realistic, especially since the rest of the book wasn't all fairy tales and lovey-dovey and that kind of thing. Just because every story doesn't have to have a happy ending. And it's not necessarily that this one was a happy ending, it's just I don't think that ending fit with the tone of the story, if that makes any sense. But all in all, really good read. This is one that I would recommend. This is one that I would have a hard time giving back to the owner. So it's one that I think I would keep in my collection if it was mine. But and if I see it out for sale, I would definitely pick it up. It's a good read. I don't think I would go out of my way to find it, but I enjoyed it. It was a nice, pleasant read. It was a good way to pass the time. But yes, so Water for the Elements, Water for the Elephants. Good read. I would recommend it. Thank you very much.